I want to get straight to the point. How did I lose 50 pounds in 3 months? I know it sounds insane, but here's how I did it. I literally kept it super duper simple and super duper straight to the point, because I'm just like, I didn't want to overcomplicate this process and really like encourage myself not to do it. So I was like, I got to keep it super duper short and sweet, or I'm going to get overwhelmed. So here's how I lost 50 pounds in 3 months. The number one thing I did was cut sugary drinks. I cut sugar. So I really went to Mexico to get the gastric sleeve surgery. I was convinced. I was like, yo, I have to lose this weight, and the only way I can do it is to get the gastric sleeve surgery. So I was like, okay, they're going to cut out 70% of my stomach. That's not that bad. And then I'm going to be snatched. I was watching all these TikToks about all these girls like dropping weight super fast. I'm just like, that could be me. Like, I'm so done being like, you know, overweight. I was like, I didn't like how I'm cool. I'm confident in myself. But I was like, I didn't like how I was looking in the mirror. I didn't like how I felt when I went to the store to buy clothes. Like, I'm just like, I'm not shopping for what I want. I'm shopping for what's going to cover up my stomach so I don't have a fupa, right? So I was like, okay, something has to change. And then my energy level was low. My knees were hurting. I'm just like, has got to change. So I was in Mexico, and I literally was like, wait, so they're going to cut out 70% of my stomach, but I still have to work out. I still have to, you know, do everything that I would have to do if I didn't have the surgery anyway. So I'm like, why would I do the surgery and I still have to work out? I still have to eat less, and I'm still going to be starving. Like, I'm thinking, you know, if I'm going to get like a BBL or a lipo, at least I'm going to get off the table and be snatched already. But, you know, it's like with the gastric sleeve, it's like, I still have to do the work. So mentally, I was like, I need to be stronger mentally in order for this to actually work long term. I was just like, you know what? I told the doctor, I'm just like, I'm going to think about it. And I never went back. And it's crazy. Just to make a long story short, it's crazy. I was on the plane, and this is how God works. I was on the plane, and this lady was sitting next to me, and she offered me a Starburst, and I was like, oh, no, thank you. You know, I'm trying to, you know, cut the weight. And she was like, oh yeah, girl, I feel you. I was able to drop 50 pounds just from cutting out sugars and, you know, changing out some things in my diet. I'm just like, wow, really? You know what I'm saying? And that was God speaking to me, because he knew, like, I was on my way to Mexico when I sat next to this lady. And she was literally telling me what I wanted, and she didn't even have to do a surgery. She just cut out her diet. She just changed her diet. And I'm just like, dang, that's how God can work. He literally can speak to you through different people. And it's like, just paying attention to like the signs. So I was like, okay. Literally, let me tell you, when I got back from Mexico, I was on the way back to Tennessee, leaving Mexico when I decided not to do the surgery. I saw that same lady on my plane going back to Tennessee. That's insane. It wasn't even the weekend. Like, I'm like, there's no way that lady that sat next to me on the plane going to Mexico, she spoke to me. She didn't even realize she spoke to me. She told me that she lost 50 pounds just by changing her diet. Yes. And then I listened to her because her voice was in my head when I was on the surgery table. I was like, hold on, I'm not going to do this. And when I was on my way back, I felt like I made the right decision, but it was just confirmation from God. When I saw her getting back on the plane back to Tennessee, when I was like, there's no way that we were both on the same flight at the same time. That's insane. That was nothing but God. And I'm just like, wow. So that was one sign. And then I literally prayed to God the morning of my surgery. I was like, Lord, please just give me a sign if I should do this surgery or not. And God literally had my daughter call me like 5 seconds later. And she was like, Mom, I don't want you to get the surgery. I'm just like, out of the mouth of babes. It wasn't like, that was just so amazing. So that's my story on how I decided not to do the surgery. I was like kind of, you know, really about to do it, but then I was like, let me just do it naturally. This is what I did. I cut out sugars. I didn't realize when I'm looking on the back of like the nutritional facts, I didn't realize that you don't need to look at the calories. You need to look at the sugar. The sugary drinks. That's what really got me, is the sugary drinks. So I'm looking on the back of every nutritional fact and just like, okay, it's 50 calories, not too bad. But what I did learn when I was in Mexico, when I was about to get the surgery, was that the main thing they were telling you to take off was sugar. So like looking at that sugar and saying, dang, it's 50 calories, but it's 19 grams of sugar. That's a lot of sugar. And that's what goes to your stomach And that's what makes you gain weight and have that fupa and that, that gut is a sugar gut. Obedience is greater than sacrifice. Exactly. OMG. Obedience is greater than sacrifice, literally. So I started drinking all water. All water. I was like, listen, I'm not playing around no more. The Sprite can wait. The Coke can wait. The fruit punch can wait. The peach drink can wait. And I literally just did all water, no sugary drinks. I looked at all the sugar content in all my food, and I was like, okay, if it's above like 10 grams of sugar, I'm not doing it. I need to find a replacement. And honestly, to be honest with you, because I like to do like syrup. When I had syrup, because I cooked syrup for my kids, and I was just like, okay, what's a replacement for syrup? And I literally found a sugar-free syrup, and literally it tastes the same. So I'm just like, a lot of times when you're replacing things in your diet with sugar-free options, it tastes the same. So I did all water, and that alone, just drinking all water with no soda, no juices, that's gonna alone like make you lose 5 pounds, 100%, like 100%. Like, you're gonna lose weight just by doing water, and you have to drink water. Like, no, don't just like not drink nothing and like be parched, So that's why I did all water. I noticed an instant difference with that, with my face, and just extra waste that was just building up. Second thing I did, I got dumbbells. So I got 10-pound dumbbells. I got 10-pound dumbbells, and I bought these. I got 2 of them, and I did dumbbell exercises. So I know in my link in my bio, I tell you guys that I did the Big Girls Move aerobics. So the guy, he's Big Girls Move. He's really dope, and his actual aerobics are for like extra big obese women. And I'm just like, that's what I can relate to. Like, I'm saying? Like, I wasn't super duper huge, but at the same time, I'm just like, I don't want to just watch another workout video with another little skinny girl on there that's not making me feel any better and making me feel like I'm, fat. So what I loved about his workout was that he had 2, plus size women behind him working out as he led the instructions. So I love that. I'm just like, okay, this makes me feel good. This makes me feel motivated. I feel like I can do this. And his workouts were super easy, and they were like 15 minutes each. So I did the 30-day trial, and within that 30-day trial, every day he does a different workout. It's like a pre-recorded workout, but every day he does a different workout for 15 minutes. And the first exercise required dumbbells. So I was like, okay, bet. So I got dumbbells, and like literally, you're just doing you're doing like this. So this is all he was doing, basically like that, going up and back. So like this workout is for the back fat. Everybody wants to unbig their back, right? So I kept this one in my, this is my favorite one. So I kept going like this and down, what I'm saying? Like leaning forward and just going like this, and making sure you're like bringing your elbow towards the middle of your back. And I just did 8 sets of 15 on both sides. So that's what I did like that. I just did like this. And that's what helped me unbig my back. I just literally was doing these 15, and then I went up with it. So I did like this. I went up, and I did that for 15. So I did 8 sets, 15, 15, up for 15. And I did that 8 times. I did that every day. I did that every day for 3 months. I did that every day for 3 months. And it's easy. Once you get it, like, it's easy at first, but like once you keep pumping it, like this 10-pound weight is going to get lighter and lighter. That's what I did. Number 1, I cut out sugar. I did straight water, and I watched my sugar intake. So anything that was above like 10 grams of sugar, I didn't do it. And it was making me really realize, like, dang, I was looking at a Fanta in the airport. You're in the airport, you're just traveling and stuff. I looked at a Fanta, and I was like, wait a minute. This Fanta got 40 grams of sugar in this little bottle of Fanta. It's got 40 grams of sugar. That's insane. So I was really conscious of my sugar intake, and I just cut out sugar like almost completely, especially with my drinks. Did straight water, got a 10-pound dumbbell, did the exercises that I just showed you, just the 15, 15, 15, and up for 15. And that exercise alone gets your back together, and it's gonna like start shaping your sides too. Yes, 3 months. I mean, let me tell you, when I tell you sacrifice is I was so zoned out, like nobody couldn't tell me nothing. Like, get out of my way, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was like, yo, I can't keep laughing at myself, right? I can't keep laughing at myself. I can't keep making fat jokes or being like, oh yeah,